if you would give us an opening statement on last week's game, a quick statement about this week's matchup against FAMU, and we'll open up for questions.
Good weekend, coming off a big weekend, good win for our football team. They really came out there and dominated a good South Carolina team. I thought, we talked about the MEAC being a physical conference. I challenged this team all week long. With the last couple of weeks all the way leading up to that game, and they came out and executed in all phases. Special teams was solid, defense was solid, holding them to 200 yards. Our offense looked explosive but under control, and that's what we want to be at this as a football team going forward. We got to put that one behind us, get ready for a good FAMU football team. Again, we're on the road on the national stage, ESPN on Sunday, so we're excited about it. Had a good day's practice today. Guys really were moving around with great effort. We got to raise our level of play, though. That's what the focus is this week, is raising our level of play and get ready for a good FAMU team, well-coached team by Willie Simmons and his staff.
How important is a game like that to start off to boost confidence around here?
Very important, very important. Anytime you can go out there and challenge your guys to be a certain way and they go out there and do it, and they see that it was effective, the things that we preached as coaches, it pays dividends. Everybody's kind of riding high now. And that's what we came in on Sunday, just trying to get them back grounded and make them understand, that's just one game. That's just one game. And the reason we won the game because you played well and did things the right way. But we still have some things we got to correct, going forward and get better at.
Speaking of corrections, you said in the press conference, Jason Brown obviously played a good game, but there were some things he needed to improve on. What were some things that you kind of, hinted to him during practice today to be ready for it when they face FAMU?
Anytime you talk about the quarterback position, you want him to be consistent. He didn't turn the football over. That's a plus, but you want to be consistent. I feel like we had probably about 21 more points out there. He came up short on a couple throws. I think he threw one out of bounds on a wheel route. We was trying to hit the running back too, but I think for the most part he played well. I don't want to single him out. I called out the offense as a whole because we got to be better in the red zone. We got down in the red zone quite a few times as a unit and didn't execute and get the ball across the goal line with speed. And that's what we, really press these guys about. We get down here in the red zone, let's be fundamentally sound, execute, and figure out ways to score touchdowns.
Would you say those are challenges that you guys didn't fix on your end, or was it the defense of South Carolina State, particularly in the red zone?
I think it was more so us. You look at, I could remember one time we had DJ Stevens running wide open down the sideline on a wheel route, and left tackle gives up a sack. Another time we had Isaiah Spencer open for a touchdown looking at the tape in the red zone, and the running back just didn't see the blitz and linebacker. Things like that we got to get better at, and we know we can't get away with this weekend.
What's the biggest thing you think the team learned about itself from actually playing a game?
We got the opportunity to be pretty good. We got a chance of being a really good football team. They flew around. The energy level was crazy. But we challenged them day in, day out to play fast. They did that part. And we came together. I thought we came together as a unit. We talked about the culture going forward as a football team, how we were going to look with so many new faces. And I thought they did a good job of coming out there and blocking all the distractions for us. It was a huge crowd out there, loud. There was a lot going on. But they came together and won the game.
Coach, has there been any concerns in relationship to the weather and the hurricane and everything hitting Florida coastline?
We're going to show up and be ready to play. Whatever happens with that, we'll deal with it, but we're looking forward to Sunday. If there's a change, we'll make the adjustment, but the game is going to be played. This is a conference game, Eastern Conference Division game, so regardless if they cancel it, we know sometime down the road we're going to have to play FAMU. So we're going to be ready to play, and then, whatever happens with that happens.
Coach, we saw a good amount of support in the stands. Speak to the support that this team, that your fans are bringing to the team.
To me, that's nothing new. JSU shows up and show out. They've been doing that for decades. They're going to show up, show out. They expect to win when we get there. So it was good to hear, though. It was good for our football team to hear, to see the support, though. A game like that on the road, a team, like I always say, that beat us a couple years ago, to come back and, dominate the football game the way we did, and just to see the excitement on the fans' face. I mean, they were truly excited about that win. And it was good for our football team to see that if we come out and do things the right way, play a clean game, Didn't have a lot of penalties. I think it was 5 penalties. I mean, that was good. That was something that I, really emphasized to the team. I wanted a good, clean game, but it was truly a magical night.
And speaking about that, the discipline that we saw, the team was very disciplined, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we're going to do. That's something our coaches preach it. Even our players preach it to themselves. We had a couple times, I think it was Tim Stewart, picks off the ball and runs down there and thinking he's in the NFL like it's a camera down there. And then that's what he told me when he came to the side. I'm like, Tim, what are you doing? And he was like, Coach, they do that in the NFL. I said, yeah, because there's a camera down there. But Sunday I told him, did you see yourself on the camera when you got down there or anything? Nah, I didn't think about it, Coach. They play with a lot of energy, and they was having fun, but they got to understand we got to play the right way. Towards the end of the game, it kind of got chippy when it kind of got out of hand, and a couple of O-linemen made some bad decisions as well, and that's something we harp on as a staff. We want to play a good, clean football game, especially when we got these cameras on us at all times, especially like we get another ESPN game this weekend, so we're going to really stress playing a good, clean football game, not a lot of penalties, and not make any bonehead decisions.
Coach, there was a lot of talk coming in about the play of the offensive line. Stellar play in this game from start to finish. You get another defensive front from FAMU that's pretty explosive. What's your message to the offensive line this week?
Carry it over to this weekend. If they carry this game, the way they played the other day, over to a game like that this weekend, I think we'll be fine. The running backs are running hard, but that's a great question because that was a big question mark for me going into this game. I know everybody was worried about the quarterback position and other spots, but I was worried about how we were going to be on the offensive line. I thought Coach O, our offensive line coach, did a good job of finding the right group and the mixture of guys to go out there and dominate the way they did dominate. I was very pleased to see Irv Mulligan get 100 yards, and not just for Irv, but for that offensive line and building confidence. If you look at it, you have one returning starter on that group, with Evan Henry playing center, and he's changed positions. He's never played center. So I'm very pleased where that position is going. We'll recruit some guys, and there's some guys that didn't get an opportunity to play that's getting better. So I'm very pleased where we at. Games like that are won in the trenches. And all week long, the last month or so, all we heard about was their D-line and what they were going to do to us. So it was a challenge to them, but they came out and played pretty good.
When Irv broke out for that touchdown, what went through your mind?
He can run. You see it in practice, but that was another thing I wanted to see. When our guys had explosive plays, how did we pull away? And Irv is something. He's got the ability to be pretty good for this football team. But it was a great play. He patient, and then when he found daylight, and he hit the home run and he finished the rest. But again, you got to go back to what that O-line did. They gave him a crease to hit, and he finished the rest. But you talk about home run, breakaway speed, finish runs, plays physical. He's going to be a good back for us. We just got to find ways to keep him healthy.
As you turn the page to FAMU, just talk about maybe what your staff has seen from them leading up to today, or just historically, what are you seeing from FAMU and what kind of problems do they present?
They are as advertised. They got some really good players back there. It's going to be a good chess game between the coordinators, I think, going into a game like this. In the beautiful city of Miami, you don't have to get kids to get ready to play. Everybody know the magnitude of that game, and it's going to be sparks flying for 4 quarters. I told the team that this morning, for 4 quarters in a game like that. But you're going to have good players on both sides of the ball. Again, another talented defensive group. They've been talented for the last few years or so on the back end and secondary. D-line is good, got an all-conference linebacker. You flip it over to the offensive side. I told our football team today, they have on paper right now the best offensive player in the conference. Musa was the offensive player of the year preseason, so he's the best offensive player in the conference right now. Some receivers that can really run, a huge offensive line. So we just got to, put our big boy pants on and go do it again this week.
What does Jason Brown add now that everyone knows quarterback and see what he could do? What does he add that other guys might not be able to?
Well, what Jason does now is give everybody some comfort and confidence, like we're okay at that position. That's what I think our team saw this weekend when he went out there and played the way he played. I didn't even know what it was, 22 straight completions, and the 23rd was a drop touchdown. If you think about it, I didn't even know that he was playing that well. I knew he was, fundamentally sound. Everything was going right. But to see him go out there and put it all together, I'm so happy for him to finally get an opportunity to play football. He's had a rough career of just getting the opportunity to get on the field, and for him to go out there, he was poised, made good decisions and everything for this football team. But it raises the comfort level for the rest of the football team, like we're going to be fine going forward.
How did it feel for you to be on the sidelines as head coach of your first game?
It felt great. It felt good. I just wanted to see how our football team looked against another opponent. How much faster were we? How physical were we? How channeled in and tuned in can we be, with the execution? How was my coaches coaching? That's the stuff that mattered to me, and that's the stuff we got to get better with going down the road. But I had fun. The big thing for me was the pregame speech. I had fun with that, and just to get that walk to get into the tunnel and getting ready to come out, and then you get out there and you see these fans hanging over the walls and stuff. That's when I kind of got pumped and like, we're finna be fine. We're finna go take care of business today.
Coach, we heard at the end of the game the crowd chanting two alphabets. How did it feel when you heard them chanting two alphabets, Coach?
I mean, it felt good. Yeah, I mean, that mean we won. Cause I guarantee we didn't win, it would be chanting. Oh yeah, it'd have been totally different. But I mean, it was a long time coming. I think it was a long time coming. They asked me that after the game at the press conference, and I've heard that before as a player. I can remember, games that I heard that very same thing, and that's what it brought memories back. Like, man, this feels like home now. It is home, and it was just exciting to see. And it didn't end there. We got in the locker room. The players were saying the same thing, but I let them know, man, that's not me. That's you guys. I didn't put on no shoulder pads or no helmet and go out there and run around and knock people around. I am who I am because of you guys and these coaches and these people around me that make me successful. It's what it is. We just got to be ready to play no matter where we at the time or whatever was going on. It's up to us as coaches to get this football team ready to play, and it's up for these players to, to be ready to play. And we got to accept it. Anytime you can get this kind of exposure, it's great for Jackson State. I'm excited about being on national TV again, playing on a Sunday. That's what I told the players today. Last time I checked, the guys that play on Sundays are NFL players. And here you are getting the opportunity to do that. And think about the week before you're on ABC television. So we're excited about it. And you're getting quality opponents. You're getting quality opponents. You're going to, in the next couple of weeks, you'll get two teams that will pick the head of a Jackson State to play in the championship game. It's FAMU this weekend and Southern next week. So that's going to be a challenge in itself. And it's a great opportunity for us as a program to set the tone early.
Coach, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.